when we get our evening going in the right direction. Do we want to talk about the advent of preparing before we go out, such as pre-gaming before work, also pre-gaming Saturday night, in addition to pre-gaming a game where we practice shooting three-pointers before the game starts, pre-gaming baseball by winning at practice before baseball. Counterintuitively, I used to think I needed to be perfectly showered and clean between afternoon delight to Saturday night, where I would think I would have to wash off the last girl in order to meet new girls. I used to think that. That is incorrect. You want to go out kind of dirty. You want to go out not perfect. You want to pre-game into game, where game sometimes it's messy. Game sometimes is where things are not exactly to your plan. So, what do most people want to do? Most people actually right now don't even want to go out. Most people are thinking, if I just had the perfect group of friends, the perfect plan, the perfect, then I would pull the trigger. Whereas there is no perfection in this world. It's just an attempt. Look at how many times we've connected with people that are trying to be negative. Look at how positive we are at right now with Carlos Coelho coming in and BD coming in, where my prior thought was, oh, before I go out, I'm going to need to be perfectly showered, be perfectly shaved, perfect. Yeah, you know who's not perfect? Tom Brady. Where you think that needing to be show dog quality all the time does what? It gets you overly prepared. It gets you overly in your own head, where now you need to be, I need to have everything be perfect every time. What? No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need to have any, all you need to do is just try. Like this channel, I'm not going to say it's taking off, but it is. Because why does it work? One, I have a large dollop of DGAF, doesn't give a fudge. Two, by having that attitude while inherently caring, which is seemingly oxymoronic, but it's not oxymoronic, and it's not whatever trolls and hecklers say, which is in conflict with each other. I don't even know the word. I don't even know the word. What's that thing where you conflict yourself, and then people are like, oh, hey, you just conflicted yourself? It's an oxymoron, where now you can be two things at the same time. For example, LGBTQ TT plus. That's a great example, right? Because does it make me the most heterosexual person on the planet? Yes. Does it make me able to run shit in the gay mafia that's messed up? Yes. Why are you at 0 likes? Do you not like yourself for being here? Asking yourself, hey, within this LGBTQ TT shit show of go woke, go broke, what if we recruited a heterosexual to turn this poop show around? Is this the first poop show that we've turned around? No. Why am I all glowy with with the V, right? Why? Because flight attendants. because flight attendants are everywhere. They're everywhere. Which is needing to speak in code, needing to not hide who we are, but needing to not disrupt, but to gather up not necessarily a following, because that almost sounds like a subscriber base, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to gather up a momentum. That's what we're trying to do, is gathering up a momentum by not having things short circuit, where we're gathering the no, you're supposed to like, because when you like it, you end up turning stuff around. Okay, all together, because this is pre-gaming before game. It's this. Psycho Saturday had Easter eggs, and it's the Easter egg from the 9th, because some things that are on YouTube aren't Gemini friendly, whereas I had to bury the Easter eggs somewhere else, because Psycho Saturday is this for pre-gaming. Saturday is the most important day and night for us to do what? For us to realize the structure of Saturday night is open. The structure of Saturday night is more free. Can you get 2 to 5 Saturdays per month that execute a turnaround for you? Because the last couple of Saturdays will dictate the trajectory of where you're going. The last couple of Saturdays and 2 or 3 good Saturdays in a month is like being a student athlete, where you end up improving your trajectory because of Saturday. Why are we doing pre-gaming before Saturday night? Because one, it's hilarious. It's like a pep talk before you do some Psycho Saturday things. Let's brainstorm and bullet point. One, have you thought about ever going out to eat or going out to a nightclub by yourself, like a assassin? Now, I can feel some of you guys curdling up to go, I could never do that. Here are the benefits of doing that. You don't have to go out in a perfect storm of 5 friends. They're all wanting to go out. They all self-medicated, self-lubricated, self-soothed the perfect amount of chemical. Now all of you guys are going to go out, and then all of you guys are going to have the perfect time because you guys are all in the same emotional state. That amount of perfection, that's not happening right now. What is happening is self-starting and experiencing Saturday night potentially out alone, or at least for a meal, for 30 minutes to 50 minutes. This is a parallel concept to hosting a party for 11 minutes, where you think, oh, when I go out on Saturday night, I have to go out from 9 p.m. until 1:30 a.m. Like, that's not what you need to do. Or, oh, before I go out, because I don't want to spend $16 per, or 18 euro for one beer, I'm going to drink at home, right? And then when you drink at home, or you do whatever substance at home, then you end up just getting stuck at home. Or if you bring over one friend, you guys just end up not going out because you're doing substances at home. That's not what you want to do for pregame. You want to pregame with a Larry Chang video. You want to pregame no alcohol, no chemical, and then you want to go out totally stone sober. Why? Because if you're needing chemical to alter your brain to be happy, You're going to be trying to hit a moving target while dealing with your own, not necessarily insecurities, but your own needing of social lubricant. And then what ends up happening in your brain when you succeed at networking, you succeed at connecting, you succeed at a small incremental step. Let's look at some small steps that we can take. There you go. By taking some small steps, because that is a closing step, what we're going to do is look at some realistic baby steps. Baby step one. What? Bro, it's okay. You don't need to do this anymore. You're rich. What? What? Every dollar is dollar zero. Every vagina is vagina zero. Like, you don't just go, oh, well, I slept with X last quarter. I don't need to, I don't need any more. What? What are you talking about? Okay, baby steps. Locked in. Sticking to the pregame. Oh, PQRST. So, having a mini goal for you, it would be just to get one kiss on the cheek. You know what? Screw that. It's gay. That's that's neurodivergent pansexual. Yeah. Baby steps. These are the baby steps. These are the baby steps. Non-physical, not financial advice, which is this. Getting her to cold open you. Baby steps. Remember, no risk. And if it's a female in this situation, there is risk involved because going out alone is semi recommended, which is baby steps, which is getting girls older than 22, younger than 30 to cold open us. How do we do that? One, we have body language that does not emote you're a loser. How do you do that? By having a phone and a drink as your combative buffers, as your combative buffers where you need to have something versus raw dogging it in public where you have a social burden to drink, where you have a social uh, construct to be nursing at least something with like a citrus twist in it or a beer. You are doing things that are temporarily uncomfortable for you, so that way you rewire your own nervous system to do what? To win at networking on Saturday night. No alcohol, no chemical, no opiate, no elixir, no dopamine required. And then on the other side of that is massive, massive confidence from one, you took baby steps. This is what we're looking at. We could be, after she cold opens us, saying, babe, do you want to come over for some Larry Chang videos? Because this actually works when you use Gus Van Sant. Who's Gus Van Sant? He is a Hollywood director and he is Goodwill Hunting. So this is where we're expanding on a prior and we're running next level game, which is basically entrepreneurship game, which is why the comment of bro, you're rich, you don't need to do this anymore. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense because this is going to be amazing. And I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because one, this helps me. 2, this is going to help you. So help you, help me, help you with this. Instead of saying, hey, where are you from? Or questions that I don't kind of want to know because one already know. Instead of asking you normal questions such as what do you do? What if what's a movie that you like that you remember or that other people don't like? And let's say she says Good Will Hunting because she likes smart guys. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, because what she's doing is she's saying, I like you. But then what you're doing is saying, yeah, everybody likes me. That is critical. That's called, it's called after the close, tease her. This will get her vagina VM like in flow. This will help, which is, oh, I think that's a Gus Van Sant movie. You know what'd be awesome is why don't we go back and sometime like put your phone number in my phone or write it down for me. But sometime we should watch a Gus Van Sant inside the director's studio where I hear, and I've only briefly watched this, but it'd be something if you really like that movie, we can connect over a future event for a Gus Van Sant. What you're doing there is you're getting her to be like, you know what, I'm bored of this party. Let's go do that now. It's escalations. Okay, so I said baby steps. So it's the baby step of listening versus the macro step of talk, hope that you mention something that she clings on to or latches onto or builds rapport with. This guy has no game. This is exactly how I flirt already ahead of the curb. It's the curve, CURVE, but it's cool that you want to be ahead of the curve. No, it's called Buy a Life. No, the next phase show. I bet you've never met the president. What? Sarah Park, Lisa Kim, meow meow. What we're baby stepping towards is listening and oh, another juicy baby step. Another juicy baby step is when you pull numbers, you don't want to pull the number directly into your phone. Let me repeat that because this is the best baby step, which is zero risk, which is pen to paper, old school. Make her write down her name and her phone number. What happens is one, most guys don't have pen and paper. Two, most people have pretty good penmanship, and you can gauge where you're at immediately with how she writes her name, how she writes her number, how she writes an email address. These baby steps, critical, critical. If you're a female, you play the game on easy mode, and none of these things really apply to you. And this is one of the reasons why there's an income disparity. Next point with baby steps, which is expansion on a prior. This is the biggest baby step that we can do. What is expansion on a prior? It's where she mentioned the movie, oh, Good Will Hunting. And then you expand on that in a way that shows that you listen and are rich. Why are you rich? Because most people can't expand on a prior. It's something new, something new, something new. And people have a hard time listening. And I'm not going to say people have a hard time reading because once you mention to a female, hey, I'm able to read a book, panty drop, pregame, pregame into the postgame after party. Why? People's brains are broken. And remember the baby step of not having a beer, not having your phone. Beer and phone. It used to be a smoke and a drink. It used to be, and still is, a vape and a drink. When you don't have weakness as your armor, there are literally no chinks in the armor because your your heart is open, your chakra is open, you're raw dogging it, you're in a waiting area, not having to self-soothe yourself with a phone. Baby steps. You likey? What is one action from prior things that you've heard that you will take action on? Open question. So, what's something that you've heard that you would be able to encapsulate and execute? So, something that you've heard that you then say, hey, I'm willing to take this as a baby step. Baseball loves me. BLM's great. Book equals smart. What's a smart? What's so the question, which is, what have I teased, previewed, pre-gamed that's a protocol that you guys can execute or enact? Because the way that the comments connect with what I've been saying is how most females interpret men as disconnected, disjointed, and dis at ease because the ability to not connect, the ability to never cold open. Baby steps for cold opening. Let's start winning. Baby steps to cold opening. Cold opening, it's the hardest thing for people to do by far. These are going to be 13 ideas for baby step to cold opening. One, when we approach, we don't approach from the front, we approach from the side. So let's say this is her face, okay? We don't go face to face, we sidle up to her side. So she's facing this way, and you're this giant Evian bottle. You don't tap, 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 have her look to the side and then have to look up. That's not the way you want to do it. Is cold approach from the side. Why? Because we don't want to be confrontational. We want to enter space. Number two, cold opens, which is where we say something of zero risk. Hi, I want her to come over and say hi. It isn't some witty Hail Mary that's incredibly witty, that's throwing into the unknown. It's the simplest thing, which is not not saying you're a bug or not saying some random. Look at some of the random things that people say. which is this. I want to come and say hi. Be comfortable with silence. Control your breath and breathing. This is 99% of it. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're 6'5" or like sometimes being too tall, too good looking, too rich looking, that'll hurt you. Like that's where we're at in this world where some people just want like something of lower quality. So if you think, "Oh, I'm not that, I'm not whatever," like that's a good thing. That's a good thing because now she can find and discover something that's going to be amazing in the future. Like if you're just amazing right now in the present, some people like I can't keep up with that. So breathing and going to say hi, being okay with silence. Why are we able to improve with cold opens? Because this takes practice. It's not a perfection, it's a practice. And what cold opening does is it helps us for our entrepreneurship. Next bullet point for cold opening is this. We can say, oh, we're spying on a good-looking girl, but but you're not spying. You're not being a secret agent. You're not being an assassin. You're just trying to say hi. That's it. And oh, this is juicy, amazingly positive, which is sometimes she'll be nervous because you're the hottest guy that has ever cold opened her. What we're going to do is listen for when she's saying crazy, nervous shit like, oh, are you a Chinese spy? Like beta males, pansexual neurodivergents, and nervous girls, they'll say crazy things. And you're like, where, and instead of saying, oh my God, you're so stupid, where did you get that from? You're like, yes, yes, yes. Uh, Here's an example of, are you a Chinese spy? Which is, oh, you're here? I thought you were gay. Yes, yes. You're a Gaysian, gay Asian. Yes. This is why. Because you can't initially say no to her. That comes later. Initially, if she's nervous or she's like, she can't believe that the hottest guy is talking to her, or you, like, you have the ability to cold open, you're a superhuman. You supernatural. You're super in her mind. So now she's like gonna be nervous because she's never met somebody who got mentored by Larry Chang. She just hasn't. And this is another baby step is you mention your mentor because in the back of her mind and his mind is, am I dealing with a pansexual neurodivergent, which is, am I dealing with a gay retard or a retard? Because if you mention your mentor, they're going to be like, wow, I bet he's got a really good job. Baby step is, if you want to mention something, don't be like, oh, I vacation in the Hamptons and Miami is like my second home. That sounds true, but it sounds like you're off balance. But when you say something subtle, such as, oh, you like Good Will Hunting? My mentor, my mentor likes that movie a lot too. What do you like about it? Expansion on a prior, weaving in a mentor. What are we talking about here? We're pre-gaming Saturday night. What are we doing? We're pre-gaming, we're pre-gaming, we're pre-gaming. which is pre-gaming with baby steps. This is the first time out. Come back better. Come back better, which is baby steps. So this is baby steps. Say thank you, because this is some of the most genius shiitake that you will ever hear. It's how to handle not even failure. It's not even how to handle rejection. It's knowing that you've got objections and countermeasures to it at the ready. So say thank you, and here you go. Some females, especially the uglier, neurodivergent, overly calorified, storing too many calories, will do this. Oh, get out of here. Or something along the lines of no. When you hear no, which invariably you may hear, this is what you say. Oh my gosh, from over there, you seem like you're super fun. Boy, was I wrong. When you turn to leave, don't walk away. Let me repeat that. From over there, you guys seem like you're a lot of fun. Boy, was I wrong. You do a 180 and you don't leave. Every time it's turning a no into a yes. And if you're playing cold open, cold open Yahtzee, cold open bingo, cold open Yahtzee, I like that. COY. Did we just come up with a new thing? I think we did, called cold open Yahtzee, where you can say that American culture is super messed up right now. And it's because of people pretending to be white, poor black, pretending to be pretending. Because the culture's messed up in America. Why? Because us Caucasian people, we're having a hard time getting work because they need to hire everything under the rainbow before we get a job offer. So then heteronormative, non-neurodivergent people are forced to do what? They're forced to pretend to be LGBTQ. That's what's temporarily wrong. Are we fixing it? A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Oh, true story, true story. The best ethnicities, the best colleges keep recruiting you until you enter. Keep recruiting. Just just the shortest time out for you. Come back better. Because I feel as if you pretending to be one way, pretending to be another way, just stop pretending and just win, which is winning after failure coming out of a timeout. Because what she's trying to do when she's rejecting you is she's putting you into a timeout. Am I not correct? I'm very correct. This is how you turn it around. From over there, you guys seem like you're super fun. Boy, was I wrong. You turn. You turn, but don't walk away. Why? Because if she's rude to you, the entire party is now a dead zone to her and her friends. Why? Because everyone watches everyone else. And when you're cold opening and failing, everyone's watching you. So if you fail with confidence, pizzazz, and you're able to maintain control over your own nervous system. Look at these interactions. Can you tell that in the face of negative negatives versus, I was almost going to say a negative Nancy or a Debbie Downer, but it's never the women here that are negative. It's always a guy who's given up completely and then now kind of hate watching, hoping to have this fester into some semblance of a turnaround, which is what we're doing right now by pre-gaming Saturday night. Baby steps, where when we have an exit strategy, that's what we're looking for. Is we're not looking for a permanent conversation. We're looking to exit in our own terms. How does that look? It works like this. You're looking initially, baby steps, you're looking initially for a time extension, which is, oh, I want to come over and say hi. Say nothing. Oh, hi. That's a 15-second time extension. What you're looking for is time extension, time extension, time extension. And then at a certain point, you're going to do the sales takeaway, which is you've sold yourself and now you are going to extract yourself from that successful cold open. The successful cold open is not, oh, let's leave together. That's not a traditional cold open. A cold open success is where it's just not a unmitigated disaster or an evening ending cold open, which some people, when they try it their first time, because right now the number of cold opens on organic meats is incredibly low. It's incredibly low. And so this is a superhuman task. This is a super functionality. 4 more bullet points after this. Cold opening, chugging water. When you're slamming water, you seem super healthy. And then when you're super healthy slamming water, what you're doing is you're 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 showing that you aren't controlled by alcohol. Okay, so baby steps. Before you attempt a cold open, people already have a preconceived notion about who you are. It's unfortunate, it's just true. Putting away your vape, quitting chemical, these things are very hard for people to do. What most people do is they will say, "Oh, I've got I've got CBD. Do you want to go share my CBD?" Because they're using that as a crutch. In fact, that's probably how they got involved in it in the first place, is a girlfriend or a boyfriend got them hooked on that substance or that vape. Baby steps to cold opening. Marinating. So, initially, you don't have to take everything from a complete cold stranger to locked in for a future event, for a future social event. That's not the progression. The progression is to try to get a tipping point in the room where if 5 to 8 females think that you're okay or pretty above okay, pretty good, that completely is your social proof. That is difficult yet easy to get. Why? Because not every person that you cold open is going to be Mrs. Chang to be. That's just not what, like, that's, you don't have to have it be perfect like a space shuttle launch. You don't have to be perfect like it's a SpaceX launch where the moon is in a certain position and you're going to blast into orbit. No, you're just saying hi to people that you don't know yet. Here's the flip side, which is also a baby step, which is people will be like, "Wow, you're really good at this. Are you a gigolo?" And then you can't just be like, "What are you talking about, you crazy heterosexual neurodivergent?" You have to say, "Yes, yes, I am a gigolo. You've caught me. I am selling sperm for $275,000." And then work with whatever she's saying. Some people will say, "Oh, are you Caucasian?" I'll be like, "Yes, I am very Caucasian." Okay, when you're nervous for cold opens, what's the funny counterintuitive thing is this: they're way more nervous, especially if they are female. way more nervous. Guys, you're trying to get friend groups because they're getting all the girls. How do I push back against my oppressors? What? I think she'll be grossed out by that. Guys keep trying to push me out of a friend group because I'm getting all the girls. Yeah, I don't think so. That's not how guys work. Nice try, though. So the 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 concept, which is huge for cold opens, is how do you cold open as a pansexual neurodivergent who's truly not pansexual, just neurodivergent? Because women sense immediately when something's wrong. And so that's maybe why you throw FOMO, FOMO Hail Marys. And so let's look at this as an exercise for not necessarily praying the gay away, but for understanding that women, when you cold open them as a pansexual neurodivergent, what you're doing by trying to cold open me by saying the FOMO Hail Mary that you said was, if you cold open females as a prior self-labeled LGBTQ TT plus community member, you're able to network in a way that that is different for you. Because one of the first things that happened was, after your childhood trauma where you lost virginity under 25, half half, is women started to treat you differently because, well, because you're pansexual neurodivergent. So how does cold opening help you with that? It helps you with that because now you can just be honest, be like, hey, I have never had a girlfriend because I am pansexual neurodivergent, raised by a single mom. Some dude who was grooming me took me on a trip, and now I'm confused about my sexuality. When you have that level of transparency, women would like that. And this is the state of, this shit is just so easy. It's so easy right now because people are disconnected. People, it's fake everything right now. Look, like like you're throwing random D, and you can say, "Oh, I'm going to report you for uh, being a proponent of LGBTQ TT plus issues," because what you're seeing is, OMG, this is like this is this is this is humans connecting with other humans. And yeah, it should be eye opening. And these are things that I kind of don't want to know. These are things that I kind of don't want to know, but, but, but this is what makes these interactions amazing. Because when you solve the one thing, you kind of solve everything. Whereas, what's going on right now? Dating apps, fake. People, fake. Fake, 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 everything. And yeah, my defects are fake, where I have a fake bruise and a fake missing tooth. And now that that is something that women can improve on, or people can improve on. Like, if you're so rich, like, fix the problem. People are not only being semi fake, but they can't see a problem and try to fix a problem. And I'm not saying go cold open and start fixing her hair or fixing whatever is her problem, but at least solve the problem that's not personal, which is there's a chair that needs to be pulled up because her friend came back, or or she has four friends and you have no friends or one friend. Some chair needs to be moved. I can't tell you how many times people can't move a chair, people can't solve a problem that's on the premises. On the premises. If somebody drops napkins, I'm not saying pick up whatever other people are dropping, because sometimes that's a test that you just should just let it drop. I'm talking about seeing a problem and solving a problem, because most people, they can't do it because they're so inside their own head that they don't see the conditions that are surrounding them. They're not listening. If you listen and expand on a prior and just solve the most basic things and then have a groundedness, you guys are losing your balance. You guys are losing your balance. And also, you guys are also prematurely compressing. Is you don't want to overly compress what I'm saying. With the things that I'm saying, you want to expand. You want to expand and get detail minded. Because when you're talking about favor maxing, you're trying to take the genius thing of my PhD thesis in cold opening and saying just be real, best way to approach. That's actually also premature pre-compression, which is you don't want to just be real. That's not, that's like people, like when you say that, these are the mistakes that people execute when you say just be real. You're not an extrovert because you've never cold opened, or else that doesn't help. So the whole just be real, like it kind of has language, which is you've never tried one cold open, because it isn't be real. It's it's thinking it's a numbers game, which is not even a numbers game anymore, because people's batting average for this is batting well over 500. Like it's a numbers game is supposed to be you try 10 times, you fail 8 times. That's not the numbers anymore. Right now, you could be a troll weighing 400 pounds and the girl can be a Victoria's Secret model and you still won't massively fail. Why? Because women are just not ever getting cold opened. And the batting averages are spiked, meaning high, where where I've never seen an arbitrage like this, which is why these videos are hilarious on 10,000 levels of being funny. Why? Because one, you think you like dudes because a dude indoctrinated you into the LG community, whereas Stockholm syndrome, it affects men different from women, where you might think you just pound pound pound, and that's why losing virginity under 25 half half is so much of a mind bending, mind screw, mental exercise. And then who sniffs that childhood trauma out in a hurry? Women do. Women do. And then when women and then when women and then when women smell and sniff out the difficulty, then people feel exposed. Continuing on with the bullet points as promised, which is this: huge. Say thank you, because this is ginormous. So you're talking, it's going pretty well, and then she decides to ask, or he decides to ask, hey, will you buy me a drink? Absolutely the best time. Absolutely the best. Being able to be prepared for, will you buy me something? This is what you say by saying no, but you're saying yes. Remember, are you a professional baseball player? Yes. Are you a gigolo? Yes. Yes. That's actually hard to do. Will you buy me a drink? Oh my God. A drink would be so delicious right now. What do you drink? Oh, an amaretto stone sour or or a vodka soda or a vodka Red Bull. That's my drink. Oh my God. A vodka Red Bull would be so delicious right now. Oh, it'd be like the bubbles and the vodka's kind of hidden. Oh, a vodka cranberry? That's your drink? Oh my God, it would be so delicious right now. It would be so delicious. That's how you address when he or she prematurely asks for a drink. Because she will not then say, "Oh, are you going to go get one for me?" She doesn't say that. She'll be like, "Oh my God." Because most guys do what? Most guys are like, "Why am I buying you a drink? Why don't you buy the first round?" It's like some cliche, dumb thing that's an argument. That's the countermeasure for that's the countermeasure for being asked prematurely, "Hey, buy me something. You're a guy. I'm a girl. I'm hot. I'm a girl. Buy me something." Which is why cold opens right now work every time. Uh, if it's not your choice and you're under 25, half half. So basically, if you got abused as a kid, where there's fake boobs, there's fake lips, there's fake facial injections, and there's fake stories of how you lost your virginity. Because if you lost your virginity under 25, half half, like you're not telling people, hey, you know, this is my origin story. You're just there's fakeness in that without 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 you get it, or maybe you don't get it. If you don't get it, that's even better. Does the hip hop indeed not stop, even in this economy? I love your computer science brain. We're just covering basics right now, but 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 you ask very high level questions. The drink thing, huge to be able to say, oh my God, a drink would just taste delicious. What is your drink of choice? Oh, a Modelo? Oh, a Modelo would be so good right now. Oh, it'd be so good right now. Oh, it'd be so good right now. When you ace the question that well, this is what often happens. She'll be like, oh my God, you're hilarious. You know what? I'll get you one too. Or she'll flip it. Why? Because she was testing you and you passed. Because VCs and women and people who are super rich, all they do is test. Why? Because we need to figure out what we're dealing with. And when we discover something that's amazing, we want to invest. And so once you have the understanding that a lot of women, they say no a lot, especially on dating apps. A lot of VCs, we say no a lot. A lot of rich dudes, we say no a lot. But when we discover something of quality, the reciprocity is flipped immediately. VC venture capitalists. 17, I don't know. I kind of don't want to know. Under 25, half half. the way to heal is just to forgive and move on, and to not be like, oh, like that happened to me, I'm going to perpetuate the damage. Cold opens. Cold opens. What did COY stand for again? Cold open. What was it? Cold open. Yes. Pumpkin. What was COY again? I should write that down. Cold open of the year. Cold open Yahtzee. Oh my god. Okay, so put that whole thing together. Put that whole thing together. Put all three words together, because that's what we should rename this. Somebody should sell this as a franchise. Guys would pay thousands of dollars, because this shit, it works every time right now. It works every time. It works not even every time. It actually works more than every time, because women will be like, oh my God, like you're a gigolo, and yeah, I get it. You probably have an STD. And you're like, yes, I have an STD. And then they're like, you have a girlfriend, don't you? I'm like, yes, I have a girlfriend. And they're like, I don't care. Cold open Yahtzee. Cold open Yahtzee. That's a franchise. That's a franchise. That's a franchise. Uh, the way you're using hashtags, cold open Yahtzee, is you ask her, hey, I'm going to get back to my friends in a second, but have you ever used a hashtag to make money? What? Like, you can see how she's going to be like just floored, because now you're cold opening her not to get her phone number. You're cold opening her because she looks like she has a job. That is hilarious. Number 18, cold open Yahtzee nuggets, which is this. Restaurants and bars, you can't tell who's the general manager, who's a server, and who's the landlord. Let me repeat all that. Have you heard the expression, oh my God, that guy, he walks in like he owns the place, right? Who's to say that you don't own the restaurant or the bar? Who's to say that? I'm not going to say that I don't own the bar, especially because I have a pen right here. Being able to cold open by saying, "Hi, are you guys enjoying yourselves?" Like, like you guys called me a spy. Why not run some spy game on restaurant, where you are pseudo GM popping by? Hey, I'm checking on this table. Are you guys doing okay? And then, and then they'll be like, yeah, we could use some napkins. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't work here, but I'll go get you some napkins. Because what you're doing is you're executing this dynamic, hosts and guests, where if you're constantly thinking that you're a guest, you won't host. And if you're in a host mindset, this is a micro baby step strategy where you're trying to make everybody in the room slightly more comfortable, and then going towards, cool, I'm glad that you're a flight attendant on Lufthansa, and I can go ahead and spend some time with you, because you only are going to be here till Monday, and your time is valuable, and I want to be able to make sure that you have the best time that you've ever had in the United States of America. Number one, citizen Larry Chang.